Quitting bad habits is hard, but what if I told you instead of trying to quit the bad habits, there is a better way to go about it? You're going to want to stick around to find out. So, just like you, I had many bad habits. So, the main bad habit that I had was I was using my phone way too much. So, basically, my screen time will be around 8 to 10 hours a day, sometimes even more. And the reason my screen time was so high was because I was spending too much time on YouTube and Instagram. Not only that, but because I would scroll on my phone for hours at night before I go to bed, I would end up falling asleep late. This will lead me to wake up late as well. And because I was using my phone for hours before bed, when I woke up, I didn't feel very good. So the first thing I did when I wake up was pick up my phone and start scrolling again. And that's obviously a very bad way to start the morning. This will lead me to have a very unproductive day. So I kept having these bad habits for a very long time. And finally, this summer, I noticed I have been very unproductive and I realized I have to do something about it. And just like a lot of people, I was thinking I have to quit these bad habits. So my first attempt at quitting these bad habits was back in July. I was thinking if I just put my phone on the table across the room when I go to sleep, I will be able to first off use my phone less because I'm not going to be scrolling on my phone before bed, but also I will be able to fall asleep earlier and wake up earlier. Well, guess what? That didn't work. What I found was I would toss and turn in bed for many hours before I fell asleep. And there were a couple of days where I would get so bored because it was so hard to fall asleep. I would eventually just get up and pick up my phone and start scrolling again. So eventually I got discouraged and stopped doing that. So I completely went back to my old habit. Now looking back, I remember I didn't even set an alarm, so no wonder I was still waking up late. So about a month ago, I told myself I need to try again to fix my phone addiction problem. But this time I took a different approach and mindset. So before my mindset was to try to quit my bad habit, right? But this time I told myself, what if I try to build a good habit instead and let the good habit phase out my bad habit? So I was thinking my problem is I spend too much time on my phone, particularly scrolling on Instagram and also watching YouTube videos. And I would go on my phone for hours before bed, which leads me to falling asleep late and waking up late. So I told myself I'm going to just try to build one good habit and only one good habit, which is to wake up early every single day. So on the evening of September 17th, which is a month ago from today, I decided that was the day I'm going to try to start waking up early. That day I had just drove 4 hours back from like a trip, so it was perfect because I was more tired than usual. So that night I went to bed around 9 p.m. and I set an alarm starting from 6:49 a.m. and a couple alarms after that as well. So I went to bed and I didn't even put my phone on the table across the room. I just put it on the nightstand next to my bed. And it took me like over an hour to fall asleep. I can feel like the boredom, but I didn't pick up my phone and start scrolling on it. I eventually fell asleep, and the next day I woke up to the alarm at 6:49 a.m. and I got out of bed right away. I didn't even scroll on my phone. Then I washed up and started my day. Because I felt so good waking up early, I decided I wanted to just wake up early every single day. This including this includes the weekend as well. So I kept waking up early every single day, and waking up early has gotten easier. So at first I was waking up just before 7 a.m. and I would need the alarm clock. Eventually I needed the alarm clock less and less, as in I will wake up before my alarm even sounded, and I would just wake up to turn off the alarm. Since I started waking up early every day, I identified myself as a productive person, even though I wasn't getting much done during the day. However, this was enough to give me the motivation to do more stuff. So I wanted to start making YouTube videos for a very long time, but I haven't been able to do so. And I started making YouTube videos about 2 weeks ago. So even during the day, I find myself having less urge to want to use my phone. So before, I find myself, if I was bored in any way, I would just want to pick up my phone or take my phone out of my pocket and start scrolling on Instagram or something like that. But now I find myself not wanting to check my phone as much. So if I'm out walking at a park or on like a hiking trail, like you can see here behind me, I find myself now I'm more willing to just walk the trail without checking my phone. As to before, I find myself, yes, I will go to the park or go hiking, but then I will constantly be checking my phone while I'm walking in nature essentially. I also have less urge to drink alcohol now. So right now in my fridge, I have literally like a ton of alcohol and I don't even want to drink it. So now I'm a lot more productive than I used to be. And I noticed I didn't even have to quit my bad habits completely because it's not like I stopped using my phone or I stopped using Instagram. I just have to use them a lot less and a lot more mindfully than I used to. So you can't simply just quit a bad habit because if you think about it, you're doing the bad habit because you're bored and you're looking for something easy and instant gratifying to do. That's why you're doing the bad habit, like I was scrolling on Instagram and on my phone too much. If you were to simply quit that bad habit, you're going to have to find something else to do with that time. And the last thing you want is to find another bad habit to do or go back to the same bad habit. So it is far more effective to start building good habits instead. So find one good habit you want to start doing and do it consistently. After you start doing this one good habit consistently, it's going to make you feel good about yourself. You're going to feel more motivated and have more momentum to do more good habits. And eventually, once you start doing the good habits and just more productive stuff in general, it's going to make you not want to do the bad habit as much. So go find that one good habit you want to start doing and do it consistently. Go take action.